S-Video output, S-Video output, S-Video output and input, S-Video output, but no S-Video input. I just showed 4 pieces of gear that have S-Video output, but that's just the tip of the iceberg. S-Video became very popular since its introduction in 1987 alongside SVHS VCRs because it keeps the luminance and the chroma signal separate, unlike composite video that combines those two things and can create artifacts like dot crawl as a consequence. So a lot of gear has S-Video on it, not just SVHS VCRs, but camcorders, Laserdisc players, DVD players, but S-Video inputs have been abandoned on a lot of modern high-definition televisions because S-Video is a standard definition interface. Well, here it is. The S-Video to HDMI converter has a switch that lets you pick between AV and S-Video. So you can also use composite video if you want to. But wait, this is out of the box. Let's back up and check out the unboxing. Yeah, it's taped shut on this side. We got an HDMI cable. We have a micro USB cable. And we have the unit itself. This is the AV and S-Video to HDMI. And you can switch between AV and S-Video. Powers from micro USB, and then the HDMI is an output. The cable that came with it is a high-speed cable with Ethernet, so that's nice. The first test I'm going to do is a color bar test. I'm using this Magnavox DVD recorder / VCR because it has both HDMI out and S-Video out. Right now I'm running the S-Video into the HDMI converter. I'm running that into this DigitNow recorder, looping through and displaying on this monitor. There are color bars playing on a DVD, and I am going to go ahead and record those. Okay, I'm going to compare this recording to an HDMI capture directly off of the Magnavox. Here is the source color bars. Full video levels at 1023, safe video levels at 768. And all of these chroma dots are within the boxes they're supposed to be in. Switching to the HDMI input, the top level should be at 1023. It's not quite there. Bottom is right at 0. All of the chroma dots are close, but not exact. And here's the S-Video. The chroma dots here are outside of these boxes. Blue is oversaturated, magenta 2, and red. Yellow's about right, green's a little hot, and cyan is dead on. In an earlier video, link in the description, I captured some scenes from the SVHS version of Star Trek: The Wrath of Khan. I'm going to catch one of those same scenes using the S-Video to HDMI converter and then capture the HDMI signal and compare the DVD recorder to the S-Video to HDMI converter.
When we consider the cosmic problems of population and food supply, the usefulness of this process becomes clear. When we consider the cosmic problems of population and food supply, the usefulness of this process becomes clear.
Here I am comparing the DVD recorder capture with the S-Video converter capture side by side. Black levels are darker with the S-Video converter, but I believe some detail is lost in those shadows. Chroma is also a little bit more saturated with the S-Video. On the DVD recorder, it looked a little washed out when the screen got real bright there. And here again, the blues are more vibrant with the S-Video converter. For this next test, I got out the Sony Digital 8 camcorder. It has S-Video out, it has composite out, and it has FireWire, so I can hook it up directly to the computer behind me here. Okay, I have hooked up the camera via FireWire. I'm recording a DV-AVI standard format, which basically is a straight transfer of the file on this tape. I'm now talking into my Sony DCR TRV-103 Digital 8 camcorder. What you're watching right now is the digital feed into my machine here. I'm not sure which program I'm going to use yet, but I'll get there. I then ran my SVideo into the SVideo to HDMI converter box and then into a budget HDMI capture device that was plugged into the back of this computer. I recorded using OBS Studio. Okay, I'm still rolling on the same tape, but now you're watching what happened when I hooked up through the AV and Svideo with the Svideo. Let's try the AV now. I just discovered something new about my old camera. When the Svideo is plugged in, it will not feed a signal through the composite video. Never knew that. I've switched over to the AV setting, so now this is the composite video feed of basically the same shot. Oh, and by the way, I'm using the microphone built into the Sony. The audio you're listening to up till now has been appropriate for each device, and now you're going to see all three on the screen at the same time and be able to compare between the three. Sometimes video converters and capture devices have issues with audio, so I'm going to play a little bit of this NAB audio test CD and capture it.
Channel check. Left channel. Right channel.
On the frequency sweep test, it faded in on the bottom end, but came in loud and clear throughout the mid-range all the way up to the high frequencies. Overall, I was pretty happy with the AV and Svideo to HDMI converter. Chroma was a little bit saturated, black levels were a little bit deep, but overall I thought it gave pretty impressive results, especially for its price. Amazon affiliate link is in the description if you're interested in one of these. Of course, through the Amazon affiliate link, I get a little bit of commission at no additional cost to the consumer. But anyway, pretty good stuff. True stereo, decent frequency response, a little bit of roll off on the low end, nothing too bad. If you enjoy this video, smash that like button. Thank you to my patrons, including a new patron, for supporting my channel. And remember, stay thrifty, everyone.